Big up, guys. What's good? What's good? It's your boy, Mark and MUFC fan, and we're back again, guys, for another day, another midday talks. Hope you're well. Big up to you, Jim Watkins. Big up to Kenny Fan TV in the building. I hope everyone is well and enjoying their day. Now, guys, what are your thoughts in the comments? Let me know what you're thinking. There's a poll there. You guys jump in. Let me see what's going on, because I'm not sure if my chat is working right. Guys, drop some more messages in the chat. Let me see if it's working right, because I'm not sure if I'm seeing your messages right now. You know what I mean? I might have to jump out and jump back in. Let me know in the comments. But at the same time, guys, let's look at this perspective of it's a possibility for change. And while I'm saying that, I'm going to say to you guys this. There's some rumors right now in the room, the transfer news starting, because there's some kind of reports coming out. There's possibly some option for Rabiot to come in on a free. There might be another free signing coming in. So it's interesting, guys. I'm looking at it like, what's really happening? Is United going to bring in 2 players on a free? Could that be possible? Well, that's one thing to look at it. But another issue is looking at the new squad list for the UEL. Alejandro Garnacho and Kobe Mainoo, squad B list, not the A squad. They are not named in the first 25 players of the UEL list, guys. And it's one of those things where I'm looking at it from this perspective where, you know, Euro is named in the squad list, Joshua Zirkzee, Dalit, Mazraoui, as well as Hoyland, and as well as Manuel Ugarte. So that's really interesting, guys. I also think there's some reports that Sekou Kone is reported to be on the list for into the squad A list. What does that mean for him? What does that mean, guys? Let me know in the comments. Let me just double check this, guys. Be right back for 1 second. You know what I mean? So, guys, like I'm saying, it's one of those things where, you know, you have to look at it concurrently. It's a possibility where both fans will be allowed to do their sets of things. Situation and dynamic, guys. Let me know your thoughts. I can see the comments again now, guys. Big up to you guys. Big up to you, Kenny. Pav could be the next Man United version of Angry Rant Man. Well, I won't say no to that. But Pav, big up to Pav. Power to my brother. You know, he does come in and give his official view and his opinions. And whether I disagree with him or not, I would just leave it at that. Big up to you, Jim Watkins in the building. My brother, hope you're well. What's good here and waiting? Hello and to everyone in the chat. Big up. Bro, now, guys, let's discuss because it's really interesting. The new setup, how the team is going to function going forward, with Alejandro Garnacho and Kobe Mainoo not being named in the first 25-man squad list for the UEL, starting pretty soon in the next 2 weeks. It's looking like their focus is going to be on the FA Cup as well as the Premier League. Guys, I think that bodes well when you squad management, player management, not burning out these youngsters too soon. You know, and I think it would also keep them hungry. Might improve their performances and consistency in the league, because, you know, they might be wanting to get their feet wet in Europe as well. I know they played in the Champions League last season, 1 or 2 games, but we did not, you know, get to compete into the knockout round. Now it's going to be looking like, you know, we're going to be focusing on winning both league and competing in the Premier League. So, and I think with this, it gives me a feeling like Jim Watkins is saying he got his cheesecake out and enjoying the stream. Big up to you, brother. And, you know, for me, I'm just thinking about the perspective that we have so many young, talented players that need game time. They all need to develop. You know what I mean? And if it's to straighten up and Rasta Stocks is saying, if this is to straighten up the squad on the team, I'm all for it. Guys, that's my I'm looking at it from the perspective we could be giving some players targets to hit this season and pinpoint their focus. Focus on your performances in the Premier League. Focus your performances in the UEL. Focus on your performances here. This is where you are getting game time. So these players all are going to have goals to look forward and work hard to achieve without, being solely dependent for every single game. And I think that's the complaints of United fans so far, having to depend on players, especially the youngsters, you know, for heavily every single game, week in, week out. They're worried about burnout. They're worried about some players' fitness levels. So we need to see rotation. And I think with the recent registration of the squad list, you are seeing there's a possibility for, a lot of rotation. The likes of Amas making it into the UL squad list makes it really interesting. We were all expecting to see him in the. Maybe the UEL is the right league for him to get his feet wet. When we look at it, we're going to be playing teams like FC20, Boda Glimt, Porto FC. That's very challenging opponents. But some of them, I would dare say that they're on the level where we can play a youngster and, see what he can do. You know what I mean? Love and respect to you, Jim Watkins, as well, my brother. Positively is flowing like a river, and we can turn it around. I expect. I think it's one of those things where we are a little bit traumatized from last season and the past exploits, what we've seen, So any little slight inkling of that right now is going to jog that memory that we don't want, that we are all trying to put behind us in the past. So we're all going to be frustrated, and I can't say they're wrong. I could only say they're right. I just think the reaction is a little bit too emotional, a little bit too heavy, too balance, because we haven't seen some of these guys play consistent football. We haven't seen one or two players play in the Premier League yet. And I'm talking about, the likes of Manuel Ugarte and Lenny Yoro. We have seen one performance from Lenny Yoro, and we knew from the moment we saw that first game, he is going to be a talent. He is going to be a big performer for us going forward. There's a reason why he was in the league on team of the season, guys. No, people might say Manuel Ugarte was not playing much football at Paris Saint-Germain. He played 27 games. He had some of the best stats in those 27 games. Even some players across Europe didn't have better stats than him. You know what I mean? Jack Reacher coming in, big up to you, bro. I see a new era. SAR will be jealous as hell. I can't say it, bro. FK, but big up to you, bro, my brother. Big up, big up. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be one of those things, guys. Most important thing and key that everyone we were hyped about this summer was the new structure, what they've been doing. You know what I mean? And the funny thing is, like, for me, we have to trust them. We all were excited this summer. Everyone was cheerful. Everyone was happy. We got the signings. We think, we moved on some players that we wanted to move on. And we were all saying we can't wait for the season to begin. But we all also one of those things where we're going to have to give it some time. And some of the players actually haven't played. Like we all know, prospectively, players need to get match fit before the season begins. We all say that, but then in one instance, all of a sudden we forget that and say the player should be ready once their name on the team sheet. You know what I mean? And I think that's a little bit unfair to people. Jim Watkins, big up to you. Can't wait to see Euro alongside Ugarte. That's 100% one of the things I'm looking forward to as well. Yeah, man. On my country right now, she's getting wet. They are getting wet, I should say, because it's a twin island republic and it's Trinidad and Tobago. Tobago being the smaller sister isle, but at the same time, we're in it together as usual. So if it's one thing I could tell you guys, I know about teamwork, because I come from a country where teamwork is the national order of the day. You know what I mean? Big up to Stretty Gamer coming in. Hope you're well, buddy. Hope you're well as well, man. Advance. What's going on? And we're talking about situation right now, the way the squad is shaping up going forward into the season. There are some players, I'm going to give you some reports. Players are coming back from injury. Luke Shaw, like I told you guys, set to return in October. Might even be a little bit sooner, because the injury, they're saying it might not have been as bad as they thought, but they're giving players a little extra time on the recovery to avoid the same problems of last season. You know what I mean? Exactly, Jack Reacher. Fans to cheer the team on and not throw flaming rocks. feel like we have been differing from a lot of other fan bases recently. Now, it's true that we call out all fan bases and their players as well, and their teams, their managers and their owners. Fan bases do the same thing to us. But at the same time, if you go into those fan bases, they hype up their players. Look at Chelsea; they have 40 players in their squad. They don't know who's going to be in the starting 11. You know, they just took Jadon Sancho, and they're calling him Sancho Lini. You know what? Yeah, it's so just criticizing this guy, calling him lazy, and they're calling him Sancho Lini. They don't give him a pet nickname. That's the difference. That's a big difference in terms of how the players feel and when they walk onto the pitch. This is why I will never, ever disrespect the match going fans, because they 100% cheer for this team every single match day, week in, week out when they're there. From before the game begins, the cheer is there. After the game finished and they're walking out, they're still cheering, whether we win, lose, or draw. And the fan base online, guys, it's kind of a weird one, because we're saying all these things. It's like we should first celebrate the team. And until 90 minutes is done, we should not be thinking we're going to lose. We should have faith, even if it's the dying moments. And then after, we can criticize the performance. But the game's never done until the fat lady whistle is blown. And I think we need to get back to that, fans, because at the end of the day, we're supporters of this great club, the great heritage, and everything that is gone. And we've seen, some of us more than others, have seen bad times, worse times. We've seen adversity like no other, losing that team in the music disaster. You know, we've seen loss and we've seen triumph. Why is it so hard to understand that right now of fighting back? We're going through some adversity right now, and when we make it through this, we will triumph. And that's my honest thoughts about United right now. And especially when I look back at how many years I've looked at this great club and their matches and their performances, I can only say that right now, the triumph is coming. But it's a matter of patience. You know what I mean? Rasta Sox say, I hope Shaw fit, and I'm very worried about him. Yeah, I'm not too worried about him, bro. Your last you upload more proper videos for reach, brother, like Mark Goldbridge. I will try my best to do that, bro. Like, honestly, like, my laptop fell on broke yesterday, on Tuesday, so I haven't been able to replace it yet. So it's kind of giving me a little bit of issues with, upgrading my show and doing a better, more consistent show. And I have to apologize to you guys for that. Right now, I'm just streaming off of my phone, and this is the issue that I'm dealing with right now. But big up to you, bro, and try to get it done by next week, my brother. Chelsea fans think Sancho is happy in Chelsea, but my man is happy because he'll be earning without playing. It's possibly that, bro. I can't disagree with that comment. At the same time, I won't never underrate a player that has a point to prove. And we've seen it on many occasions that there are some players that rise to the occasion. And Mo Salah, he didn't do so well at Chelsea when he was there. Then whether he played 25 or he played 55, in my honest opinion, when he moved on, whatever happened to him then lit a fire under him, and he came back to the Prem, and he's one of the Prem's best players to date. So I look at it from a perspective that a player could resurrect himself, but he has to have the mind to do so, and the drive. You know what I mean? So it can happen for any player, bro. Jim Watkins, fans are the heart and soul of United. This is what makes us all love the team and want. Soccer is a confidence game. Jack Reacher, 100%. You have to be confident. You know what I mean? And I think fans don't realize online that we kind of shoot the confidence down of some of our players in the way we criticize them. And I hate to say it, guys, but sometimes it's funny, yeah. But does it really make anything better? You know what I mean? We keep doing it. A lot of fans. I might even be guilty of making Lindelof is Lindel soft, Maguire the slab head. I've done these things, but I've apologized. I've held my hand up, and I've said I'm not going to do that anymore, because it does not seem to be anything productive going forward. It does not help the team. It doesn't help the fan base. It might help for views, but what good does that do? What good does it really do, guys? Like, that's the one thing that bothers me. And I was in a conversation with the guys, Uncle, and a lot of the guys were saying, yeah, they're not Ten Hag out, but they think something needs to change. They think that he shows a lot of favoritism. They think that he's too stubborn. Big up to you, Joe Blackman. What's good? What's good, bro? If you want to come in, I'm using the studio so you can just jump in. You already have a key. You know what I mean? It's on StreamYard, so you can always come in if you want to, bro. Right now I can't actually bring you in because I'm using my phone. So, but you can get in the studio. I know you have the key. I told you about it already. So, but yeah, in my honest opinion, when I spoke with Joe and the guys this morning, there was some great conversations and great opinions to be had. And the relative consensus is that there's good points and there's bad points. There's things that in the formation needs to be tweaked. There's things that players can do to improve. And I think it's somewhere in between. It's all of the above. And it could be done. And the manager has time, in my honest opinion. A lot of us are saying how we feel and what we would do. But it's what Ineos is going to do. Because at the end of the day, Ineos, right, they decided to back this manager. They decided to give this manager the players he needed for the profiles to improve the style of play in the system that he wants to play. I don't think Ineos is going to blow that up until the players that they bought have kicked the ball for these 3 consecutive games being match fit. That's just my honest opinion. So we're here until probably Christmas, guys. It get bad. I don't think it would. The reason why I'm saying that is because at the beginning of last season, after the transfer window, I had this funny feeling, this chip on my shoulder that says, bro, we're going to lose 10 games for the least, probably even more. And I said this to everyone. They laughed. They didn't believe me. And then it happened. And then they wonder why I backed the manager. And I'm saying to them, listen, it's a synergetic situation. The manager owes to the players owe, and it's the same with the fans. Until we get that triangle right, it's going to be a big problem. We're always going to be weak on one side. You know what I mean? The players have to have faith in the manager and the system. The manager has to have faith in the players. And we, as the fans, have to have faith in the team, in Manchester United, to do the best thing. You know what I mean? And that's the honest opinion. Anyone that's saying that we shouldn't back anything because what we're seeing is not great, like look where Man City came from. Look where Liverpool came from. When they all started, it was not great. We were lucky that our first season, these guys overachieved. Now, while some people might argue we should go back to that system, and some people might argue that system, is what we should have been using, I might say that system was just a means of an end. It was just to get us by. It just happened to do well. Now, he might have changed some things and have the backing in that summer that would have actually propelled the team into a progression path. You know what I mean? And I just feel like we lacked some major incomings last summer, like defending, like a defender to come in that would have been fit all season. You know what I mean? We had to depend on Johnny Evans. We had to mix and match the defensive lineup for 39 times a season. That does not bode well for defensive solidity. That doesn't bode well for continuity and progressive nature. That doesn't bode well for progression of a football team. So basically, we started last season on a back foot that was never really going to become a front foot. You know what I mean? So now he got the players that should fulfill those roles. He got players that if they're not going to be starters or key roles in the team, they're going to be coming on as substitutes. So, and say, based on the players that we have right now, they should improve. We've already seen what most of them could do last season, and they can't do it by themselves. They need some sparks somewhere to provide that difference. And this is why a team is important, guys. People keep forgetting a squad is more important than a starting 11. And the squad brings change. And when I say that, I mean, look at Ugarte. He might not be the answer to the team, and players around him might feed off of that energy and improve. Their levels might go up. And when that happens, if we start winning games, what are we going to say then? He was the answer? No, it's a change. It's an impact. And that comes from the squad, guys. That comes from the squad. Jim Watkins is saying, I think the same too. Ten Hag does show a bit too much favoritism. Let's hope he changes that. And I think there's some favoritism maybe to the likes of Rashford maybe to the likes of Bruno, maybe even to the likes of Diego Dallo, you know what I mean, and Lissandro. But at the same time, maybe it's fate. Maybe it's fate that these players have shown that they could deliver for him, and he's one of those managers that decides, yo, if I've seen you deliver, I trust you deliver. You know, I can't be mad at him for that. I can be mad that he doesn't change them, that he doesn't performing. And that's what I will always call him out for whenever he does that. Like Marcus Rashford, everyone knows my stance. He should be coming off the bench, yet he's starting games. Now, if he doesn't have a quality performance, he should be coming off one of the first players to be substituted. And I'm not saying to embarrass him, but I'm saying to give him, to let him know that he has not done good enough. He is the senior attacker in our attacking lineup, and he must lead that line. Scoring goals, but he must lead them with proactivity. He must lead them in creativity. He must lead them in direction. He must show them that if he's clinical, they must be as well. You know what I mean? And clinicality for Marcus Rashford as a winger does not mean scoring goals, but it means providing assists. That key last pass, final pass into the box that creates the opportunity for a striker or another player to score a goal. These make huge impacts in our football team. Right now, I asked a question this morning. We came to the consensus that the wingers benefit the most from this Ten Hag system. The wingers have to deliver now. Deliver. Young Amad Diallo, I think he could deliver. You know what I mean? Everyone, I think he will deliver as well. But maybe in a different situation. Maybe as a substitute. You know what I mean? And I don't think any players or any fan should be mad at that. You know what I mean? Big up to Joe. What's good, bro? Welcome to the channel, brother.
What's good, bro? Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
All right, perfect. I thought I'd join you with this conversation still, because you know what, yeah? If it's one thing I will have to say is, look, I said it in the chat, bro. I don't want to be divided anymore in it, yeah? It's the whole reason why I was trying to say that I want the reason why I created the move, yeah? Trying to get this fan base united again. Last season, bro, I hate being on that side where I was like just the only, there's only a few of us that was actually backing the manager. Do you know what I mean? There was only a few of us. And it felt like he was fighting a losing battle the whole time. Don't get me wrong. But I'm always here to fight the losing battle, bro. I will stand by my convictions when I put my feet in the ground, bro. Yeah, when I draw that line, try and know you're not moving me, innit? Yeah. But 100%. I don't want to be on that kind of like behavior where I feel like I am actually dividing the fan base, because even back in last season, I'll admit this to you, yeah. Talking to people like Yo-Yo and Abs saying, listen, come off the fence, come join this side. I don't want to be saying this side, that side anymore. Do you get me? Bro, we're all Man United fans, bro. We all want the same thing. Whether Ten Hag goes, whether Ten Hag stays, bro, right now, I feel like the best option for us is to back the guy, hopefully gets the tactics right. If come end of the season that we think he's not the right man anymore, then change him in it, yeah? And I won't hold back. Yeah, after the 10 games, I will even say to you, listen, probably don't want to get rid of him yet, unless we can get someone in now, unless it looks like our season is totally ruined, yeah? If it looks like our season, bro, if he loses 8 out of the 10 games, yeah, then I am done with it, yeah? Let's be real. You can't lose 8 out of 10 games.
I'm not gonna dispute that with you at that point, bro. I'm being honest. Like, when I put like this, just like everybody is say, they could possibly see that, it not go and get better. You have to look at his side where it possibly could get better as well. Big up to Jim Watkins, smash the likes, people. Come on, let's get to at least 50 likes, guys. Come on, we need 50 likes in the stream. If everyone wants a like session, please smash a like. It helps the channel grow. Thank you in advance. Big up to all of you. And like Jack Reacher is also saying, in life, we got favorites. Truth be told, everyone has. You know what I mean? What's so different from a manager, a football team, a business? Everyone is going to have favorites, and these things happen. Sometimes, like, look at some companies, right? They have best salesman, the best salesman award. You know what I mean? And if this guy does what he does and he's the best salesman, he's the best.
He gets treated differently, fam. He walks around the office like his shit don't stink. Listen, let me tell you right now. Listen, bro, I come from a sales background. It's all I do is sell. bro. You see when I do recruitment, bro. Yeah, the first time you place somebody in a new role, there's a bell for the whole office to hear you ring. An office full of 300, 400 people. Yeah, you go ding, 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 ding. I rang the bell. You're like bam, bam, bam. Listen, I've stated my case. I've made my first sale, and then from then on, you just want to keep making sales, bro. Every week, the sheet comes out. You see, just like at the team sheet, yeah. At work, they bring out everybody what you did last week. Everybody in the office can see what man did. You look at a certain man and say, hold on a minute. How did you make that much money? And people look at you like, bro, how did you make that much money? You're like, yeah, that's right, bro. This is sales. Yeah. Then that top
Exactly.
guy walks around like his ish don't stink. You get me? Right,
So
bro?
it's the
This is
same.
what it is.
I feel like we forget these things, and like yo, bro, I don't give yo and them any wrong when yo and them say, well, the manager need to do something different. I mean, sometimes I might argue with them. My beliefs might be different in some instances, but at the same time, I know yo and them want the United to win. I want United to
100,
win. So it's not no point
100.
in fighting with yo. You know, we'll have a discourse, we might disagree. But at the end of the day, right, we all be seeing different things, and we all have to acknowledge that. You know what I mean? And that is the fair aspect of football. Now, the manager, he's the guy in the hot seat. We have a new coaching staff, and I feel like we need to start understanding that because of the new coaching staff, a lot of things possibly change behind the scenes that we don't know about. We don't know if these guys suggest the best, defensive lineup, or suggest, to the manager, okay, these are the best. So we select the starters from this core group of fellas right now. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we have to give them chance. You know what I mean? As new coaches, we have some new players coming in. You know what I mean? Let me give them the 10 games. We all agreed 10 games. Let's sit down, hold the L for the Liverpool game, as embarrassing as that was. And let's hope that these guys feel the same way. I'm talking about from player to manager. It don't matter if it's the water boy or if all of them feeling just as embarrassed as United fans right now. So we come back and get a reaction from them, a positive reaction and a consistent reaction going forward. Because look at it like this, right? They are us, we are them. We are the fan base of the football club, of Manchester United Football Club. So the most we could do is support these guys. Right now, they're in a period where they're under it, bro. They're under the crush. They're under pressure. It's a dark moment for the players, for the manager, for the coaching staff. You know what I mean? And we as the fans should make the clouds thunder and lightning. You know what I mean? We should be trying to pry the sky open and shed a ray of sunlight for them to let them know that, bro, we believe in you all still. And that's just how I
You
feel
see
about
exactly
it,
what you
guys.
said there? See what you said there, fam? The belief. And that's what's missing. And it's hard for people to believe in something. Look, guys, look. It's been hard for me lately too, yeah. It's just like KG said, it's been hard for me these past few days.
Trust me,
It's been
dude.
hard for me, yeah. Sure, I don't want to talk like, listen, but bro, it's been hard. Just like KG said, fam, it's been effing hard. And I can't stress to you guys enough
100%.
how hard it's been to defend things sometimes when you don't believe that it's going to change. Yeah. Sorry, not when you don't believe it's going to change, when you don't know where the light is at the end of the tunnel. You know, you're literally defending in darkness. And I'll be real. There was times last season I was defending in darkness. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. But
100%.
first of all, I made a bet, so I stand by my convictions in it. Yeah. But second of all, do you know what? I genuinely believed in the fact that the manager could turn this around, because I also said from before he came, and I made this statement this morning on KG show, right, that we all said we were going to give him at least 3 seasons. Every single effing person said they was going to give him 3. And halfway through the second season, everybody gave up. Toys out the pram. Can't be bothered no more. It's like Yo-Yo with the 10 games right now, yeah? Some people ain't even bothered with the 10 games, yeah? 3 games and I'm done. Yeah, some people are done after 3 games. I've seen enough. Blah, blah, blah. Bro, I've been patient enough to give him the full 3 years. That's all I've wanted to see, Give him the full 3 years. If Oli could get that, why can't he get that, bro? He's a better coach than him. Don't tell me he's not.
100%.
Better coach than Oli. If Oli got that, he must. He should. He is definitely getting at least 3, bro. Don't give me that. Yeah,
At
Ollie
least,
didn't even
at
deserve the
least,
hold over them years. We held on to Ollie just through sentiment alone. Yeah,
most times. I mean, like, bro, like, listen, to be fair, bro, I would say it like this. And one of my first main seasons where I went to a lot of Man United game was in the 2021 season, bro. And in the few games I went to the last back end of the season, well, the few games that I watched at the back end of the season before, I always felt that since 21, 22, people could be mad if I say this or not. I don't care. You know what I mean? Being honest is just my opinion. But when we talk about all the goals we scored in 1920, I always look at the factor that we never really acknowledge that the real orchestrator behind most of those goals was Mason Green. So when we talk about how much Martial was doing well and how much
yeah.
Rashford
Are
was
we
doing
coming
well
back
in
to you?
last season, and I'm being
Every
honest,
time I
man, them
see you
could go back
talking
and
about
watch it, bro.
Grealish.
No. I just highlighting something because you see, people is understand football is working a certain way. There's a synergy. There's when you have three attacking players up front, one is might be the biggest threat on the field, and if he's not presenting that threat, the others don't become as threatening. They don't become as threatening. They don't be as clinical. He was making himself known as the biggest threat, as the youngest attacker at the time. Martial and Rashford had to step up. And when other defenders was paying attention to him, they were working in these spaces. Now, look, if you look at our current striking lineup right now, right, when Garnacho is on the field or Ahmad is on the field, they are pulling the attention of the defense more than Marcus Rashford. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah, I
And
get you. I get you.
and then now it opens up the defense. We need is Marcus Rashford to find that drive in him and start to go at players as well. Because we need to give the defenders a lot to think about. And then we have to be clinical when we create the chances. All this talk about Liverpool, it was embarrassing to lose 3-0, but at the end of the day, they had two more shots than United, and they had the same amount of shots on target. What was the difference? They had 3 goals. Clinicality. Players need to finish their dinner, bro. So
I mean,
while
I
we could
get
be
that.
mad at the system, and the way it looked, you all know why it looked bad. Our midfield fell apart in the middle of the game. Our most experienced player had a howler, and we had to bring on a young 19-year-old to play the position. Which I wouldn't say be mad, because we could say he only conceded 1 goal against a firing Liverpool team that was in a good spirit, trouncing United at home, which is real sad to see and frustrating, to be fair. But what I would say is that when you look at the important factors of the game, if we were clinical, we'd have ended that game 3-all. And
To
nobody
be
could argue
fair,
that. Mo Salah could say he could have scored 9. The coach could have said it was easy. But the reality is, even the statistics prove that they're lying. You know what I mean? They're chatting rubbish, absolute rubbish. Because if it was so easy, they would have 30 plus shots or 20. They didn't. They would have an enormous difference in shots compared to what
no,
United had.
listen,
They
listen, no,
didn't.
no, but hold on, Mark. The only thing that this is the thing that I think, who was it? I don't know who said it this morning, but it's true though. We've only really improved our defense from coming from a team that couldn't score enough goals last season, from a terrible goal difference last season. Why? I think you was involved in the conversation as well. Why didn't we
Exactly. This is
sign
why I'm
a
saying
good
to you, Joe,
centre
and the
forward? And I
guys,
said that's on the manager though. I have to
I
blame.
think it's
I
actually
I
on him
have to
though.
blame
I
Ten
think
Hag for
I
that,
think
fam.
I
I have to.
well, you see, the problem is I blame in the structure at this point, because you see, okay, I'll put it like this, right, Joe? Honestly, you know I didn't want to see Ivan Toney in this squad, right? But could the structure, who's supposed to be these footballing geniuses and the people, the best in class, could they have foreseen that Ivan Toney might have done better than Joshua Zirkzee in the time that Joshua Zirkzee has? No, I didn't make the decision. So what I'm saying to everyone is that the structure decided to go with another young striker that need development, knowing that we had a striker beforehand who's still in his development, knowing that we have young wingers who in their development, and the only real senior player we have in the squad is the left winger, who is the most inconsistent player as well, Marcus Rashford. You understand? So when you see the problems in attack and see it live there, yo, Elite, if you want to jump in the chat, bro, the link, I think Joe dropped the link in the comments. You could just smash the link and come in, bro. You know what I mean? And, to be fair, bro, like Harry saying it could have been 6-0. How? They only had 3 shots on target, brother. You know what I mean?
You
So
know
I
what though, man?
understand that,
Yeah?
you know, when
It's hard.
huh?
It's hard to say that it
I
couldn't
know
have
it's
been
hard,
because you know what,
but you
yeah?
see, look, Joe, if we play a great game, right? I'm one shot in the whole game and we lose 2-0, right? You know what they would say? They would say, look at the stats. We had 1 shot on goal for the entire game, but we play good football. The tactics is the problem. But we create the same amount of we created more big chances than Liverpool, but we did not take our chances. We had 3 shots on target
But
each.
that then
That
begs the
means we
question mark:
equally
why didn't we sign a prolific striker,
clinicality. Exactly. And
bro?
this is why I say
Bro,
you
this is the
cannot
thing,
blame the
and this is one
manager
thing
on
that's
that.
really bugging me. Even when Pep started, he had Aguero, fam. Even when Pep started, he had
Exactly.
Aguero. He had a bad boy team. Our team is actually not a bad boy team, you know, bro. Like we've got a lot of up and coming talent that could be great. Why don't we sign someone bad boy up front? Someone proven. I don't care what league he's in. Someone
Exactly.
that scored
So you
more
see,
than
so
20
this is the
goals.
main question, Joe. Right here, what we're talking about. The reality right here is what we're talking about, bro, is the fact that we have to look at the structure and what they decided to do. And this is the problem. We were not clinical last season. We are not clinical at the start of this season, right? And their choice was to bring in another developmental striker. What is this? What are they seeing? What did the scouts see? What did Jason Wilcox and Omar will talk about with Ten Hag? What if they saying, well, listen, right? We are not expecting for one player to score 20 goals this season. Maybe we are expecting that with the way we manage the squad rotation, each of these players could contribute with maybe 5 to 15 goals apiece, thereby improving our goal tally finally at the end of the season. Now the problem is that we have to be patient with these young to find their clinicality. And that is the big problem with fans right now. Because we can't say the system not working when we're creating fair and equal chances of a team who we saying the system is working for.
Yes,
You
yes. No,
understand
no,
what
no,
I'm
no, no, no,
saying?
no, 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 no.
That
This is
is
the
my
problem, though,
argument.
Mark. Listen, yeah, we are creating chances. I'm not going to deny that, yeah. But what makes me pissed off is the fact that we are not finishing them. So we all saw last season that Hoyland was scoring goals without chances, like everybody was saying, right? Hoyland was scoring goals without getting chances. Man was making chances himself, chasing down that ball, intercepting, wrestling, man, getting into the box, doing his own thing. He created half of the chances that he scored himself last season,
Right.
yeah, if not more. Right now, this season we're seeing a lot more passes coming into the box because we're playing people more like Ahmad, and well, at the start of the season, we're playing people like Sancho, but obviously he's gone. But we even seen Rashford put in more crosses into the box now, yeah. But the only thing that I still feel fearful of is, are we going to convert these chances? I know we've not been able to see Hoyland yet, so you know what? Let's give the kid a chance, yeah. And like you said, maybe the likes of him will be stepping up some more because he's already had a season at United last season, isn't it? Yeah. But for me, bro, no one has patience, and I'm including me, yeah, including
I
me.
mean,
Nobody's
and this
got
is the
blood
thing.
patience, man, yeah, and I understand why no one's got patience, bro, because it's been 3 years, right? It's
Well,
been
no, it's
three
been two.
years, and
It's been
there's
2 years.
doesn't actually seem to be an up
It's been
trajectory
two
for the
years.
team.
Just now, bro. It's been 2 years.
You know what I'm
Let
saying,
me
fam?
not
It's
say.
his third year now.
I know.
This is
Okay,
the
this is
third
his
year that I
third
said I
year,
was
but
giving him.
you see,
This is the
okay, right. So
year.
this is it. Just began. It just began. We've only played 3 games. We won one and we lost two. So this for me. Now you see, this is the thing, Joe. This is why I keep saying I patient. Right? People might say my standards on the floor. But when I look at our attacking lineup, the only experience I see in there is Marcus Rashford, brother. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody else I'm seeing in our attacking lineup have a point to prove. Whether it is the first big season as a starter, whether it is the second season as a starter, and whether it is they're trying to come back from a poor season before. That is what I seen in our attacking lineup. So my question is now, why would I blame the manager? Have a structure of best in class above him that recruited this summer. And we praised all of them for their recruitment. Now, while Zirkzee hasn't really hit the ground running, he did take a large step. He
He
scored
didn't
his
hit the
first goal
ground
in the
running. He
Premier League
scored
as
the
well.
goal in his first game. He hit
Well,
the
that's what I'm
ground
saying.
running.
So he had
Running.
a bad game last game. We have to say it go somehow. It go. Somehow that's like how it is. Because when I look at it, bro, at some point in time, we used to say these guys didn't have a good game today. Some of this guy he was just off today. You know what I mean? It wasn't all technical. We didn't used to say, well, it's the system or is this, and it had systems back then. It had same strategies back then, or maybe slightly different. You know, maybe we're more in tune to the technical aspect of the game now and all the jargon and you know the formation and all the happenings now. But still, these are humans we're talking about. You went to sleep, you sleep 12 hours, bro. You wake up and your big toe hurting you. You can't run the same. You might have a game. No, no, see, I'm not trying to make an excuse, but what I'm trying to say is that we forgetting the reality factor now, bro. You know what I mean, Joe? This is not a robot situation.
Okay.
These fellas these not FIFA players where when you turn on your play the Xbox, you know, and you pull up the starting 11. These fellas they are not available in SD. So when you put your tactics out on the board and you buy 10 players from here and from there and you put them together in the team and you see the chemistry go up to 80 and you start the game and you say, well, okay, your tactics working, everything working. You have to remember it's a video game. You know what I mean? Some days these players that we have, whether it's Man City players, some people say the Man City team was drunk when we win the FA Cup, which means they have to be, you know,
Nah,
they
I
had
don't
some
hear that.
alcohol to
I don't
drink,
want
they
to hear
was
that.
hangover. No,
I
Joe,
don't
hear
hear
me out,
that.
hear me out. If they love be that Man City was hungover when they played against United, what's so hard in having the logic that sometimes a player might not have a good start to the season? Kobe Menu is generational.
Listen,
He's not having a
bro.
good start to the season. He's a bit
Look.
lethargic, and that
Everybody
had
knows
nothing to do
Salah.
with him being poor. That had everything to do with he just not fine tuned yet for the season. His fitness just not ready. You know these things happen. Look at some of the athletes, the track athletes as well. Look at this girl. What's her name? The one who's run for USA with the long hair. You know,
Yeah.
she won the 100 meters. I think no, the 400
Oh,
meters. The 4 by 100.
the American one.
Yeah. Look at her. She lost to the solution in the 100-meter final. The young
Yes.
solution girl, right? Ran a brilliant race. Nobody ever saw her coming, bro. She probably was building up her season for months and months and months and months, not being the number one. And her training finally kicked in. What I'm trying to say is that some of the players in the squad, they're going through that same process right now. Look at Mazraoui. He had a preseason. Look at every game he played.
Nobody's gonna blame the guy for
Consistently
having
good.
one bad game, fam. Yeah, no one's gonna blame the guy for having one bad game. Yeah, it's just people are questioning. Yeah, if we spent right, that's all it is. Yeah, because we're panicking. People are panicking, bro. Let's just be honest.
Exactly.
People are panicking. We do not want to see another season flushed down the drain where we're competing for 7th, 8th, 9th. Do you get what I'm saying? That's not the
I mean,
positions that Man United fans
I
want to be
think
competing for.
this is
No
why I
matter,
said, Joe.
no matter how many trophies we win outside of the league, yeah, it doesn't. It
Yeah.
really makes
I
it feel
mean,
mad when we're finishing 8th, fam. Yeah,
Joe, listen, hear me out on that, right? We was actually tied for 7th, right? If I forget 6th or 7th, right? On the same points, but less goal difference with I think it was Newcastle and Chelsea, right? Something like that, right? But what I'm trying to say is if we go in the middle or where we finish in his first season and in his second season, it will put us somewhere about 5th or fourth, because we finished 3rd and we finished 8th. So in the middle there is somewhere like 4.5. You know what I mean? Somewhere either 5th or 4th, right? And I could say that is a middle ground because crisis last season. Now God knows if we're gonna have one this season, but currently we don't, right? So my thing is that maybe the team working out chemistry. Look at Dillett. Everybody wanted Dillett to start. I think he was a bit gassed by the time 60 minutes or 70 minutes. I thought
me
Maguire should
too.
have come on for him,
Me too. He didn't
right?
look match ready.
And the biggest thing is that when I look at it is that he had not had a preseason. He's not ready to be playing 90-minute games yet. That's not the manager fault. The structure fault. That's just how football works. That's just how the athlete body works. You know what I mean? Look, Mazraoui, he had one of the most consistent performances out of all the players, all 3 games, because he had a fit preseason. Look at Bruno. We know Bruno is Mr. Energy God, bro. Bruno's a man that's been running for 90 minutes, playing every game, week in, week out. His first few games, he looking gassed at the 60th minute, 70th minute. You know why? Not enough game in it, match minutes in his leg. He had no pre. So for me,
he had no
honestly,
preseason, but he was at the Euros, fam.
Yeah, bro, but he was tired, bro. He had a long season with United, so bro, he need rest. He need rest.
I don't know about
These
that one.
guys,
He was
I
still
think,
playing
bro,
football.
honestly, bro, look at it like this, right? Kevin De Bruyne spent about 4 months out of the season last season on the bench, whether he was injured or recovering from injury or whatever. And when he come back and he went on to his the last 3 months of the season, everybody was like, look how amazing this. Bro, he was well rested and taken care of and prepared. You know what I mean? Now, if Ren Rodri missing from Man City just is give up possession in the midfield. It look like they could concede. If John Stones was to be out at the same time, they could be in problems. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be no different for any team. When Ten Hag missing a big player or a big player make a mistake or they're unavailable, we go and suffer the same way. You know what I mean? The difference is with teams like Liverpool and Man City, and the reason why I was saying Liverpool and Man City and not Arsenal, Arsenal haven't won anything in the last 5 seasons. They haven't won anything. You know what I mean? But Liverpool and Man City have. But they also have a default setting to the actual system that they have been playing over the last, be it 5 to 7 or 9 seasons that they've been coached by the managers that they had. Now, the difference between a slower style to the same style they was playing before. No real change. So it's super easy to transition to that. Plus, there was already transition in the midfield of the squad in the season before. And you look at Man United, we are transitioning so many parts of the field.
But what are you justifying now? Why? How long it's taken?
No, I'm not justifying anything. I'm just saying that for Man United, when we compare each of the teams, Man United have so many different parts that we are trying to acclimatize to our style of play, to play a certain way, and then play as a team. And it's like when we change players now to have the actual profiles, and it's like we expected those players now to have the last 2 years of performance under Ten Hag so that they have the chemistry to hit the ground running one time. I'm not trying to make an excuse for Ten Hag, you know. But what I'm trying to say is,
you know what, bro? The funny thing is the players that he brought in as frustrated to the team. Sorry, the players that he's frustrated to the team. Say that. Sorry. Say that one more time because I think we're crossing wires. Go on.
I'm not making an excuse for Ten Hag, you know, Joe. What I'm actually saying is that if you look at the player aspect, some of them, they're just not match fit. And some of them haven't injured. They haven't touched grass yet. Now, we can't say that the team should have immediate chemistry because they was training for 3 to 6 weeks together. I think it's taken a little bit more than that. And you have to understand. Leon came on and said Mazarawi and Delit have a relationship. But those two having a relationship, Delit, Dalot, and Lissandro don't really have a great relationship. And if they did, it was be from Dalot playing as a right back, not as a left back. You understand? So when you merge those two things together, you're getting a confusion. You're getting a confusion there. Because these 4 fellas here still learning to play together as 4, not as 2. Next time. You know what I mean? So it's going to take some time for them to get it right. And that has nothing to do with the manager, bro. The manager could be trying his best to tell them, listen, bro, remember, don't get stuck right because you had a hole left. But they might still do it anyway. It happens.
I mean, I know that kind of stuff will happen, but at the same time, yeah, we can all see the mistakes and the big mother effing gaps between the defense and the. There's a big.
Yes, it was. Yeah? But there's a huge reason why it was big, though. And we didn't notice that in the first 2 games.
That much for us. Say that again.
Where we noticed that big gap in the game against Liverpool. Was it there in the first game? No. Was it there in the second game? Not until we subbed Mason Mount.
I was about to say, yeah, we saw some in the second game.
Right,
but look,
and nobody this is the key.
This is another thing though, but are you trying to tell me we can't play without fucking Mason Mount? Because we don't want to live in a Man United when we can't play without fucking Mason Mount, blood. Don't vex me and tell me we can't play with. I'll destroy this microphone again, fam. What are you talking about? We can't play with.
You know me. I'm not a Mount fan, right? You know me, bro. I's not a Mason Mount fan, bro. I don't want to see that brother in the number 7. You know me, bro. Look at my number 7 in the background behind you, brother. You know the kind of number 7. But what I could tell you, bro, is this, right? The industry that he brought to the midfield, we was lacking it. So it's not him particularly, but the industry, right? And a midfield is an engine room. If you don't have an industrious player in that midfield, you're in a problem. Look at all the
Hold
good
on, fam.
teams.
Why can't we adjust though? If you know you've taken off your
Okay,
industrious
but
player, fam, yeah.
you
No,
had to put
if
in
you
our next
know you've
industrious
taken
player,
off
bro.
your
You
industrious
have to put
player,
in our
you
next
should know
industrious
your
player, bro.
team players by now, fam. You should know your players by now, right? At least the ones that you've got on the bench there that willing to bring on, yeah. As the manager, you should know who and who not to trust, who and who not can do what. You should know who moves like which and who moves like what. Like every manager should know their players looking like and
True.
Slot should know his players less. He should know the players less, fam, because he's just been
I
there
mean,
one half of a season, not even half a
but
season
yeah,
yet, but
but listen,
and
listen.
wait a second,
Slot
fam. Wait
been
a second.
playing
I'm gonna
that
land
same
this point, yeah, because you know
whole
what, yeah. I will
preseason.
tell
You
you
know
this
that, right?
right now, yeah. Eric Ten Hag, yeah. This is one thing that I think his uncle said it this morning, and it really touched a point for me, and I think I just shut up, yeah, because I was like, Eric Ten Hag gets figured out after 20 minutes, fam. Someone changes the system, yeah, and then he doesn't do nothing. Why
That's
doesn't
not
he
true.
do nothing?
That's not
Why?
true.
Okay,
We
why
see it
doesn't he,
against Man
bro?
City. Okay, listen,
No,
listen.
Man
Now
City,
it
fam.
have
No, no.
moments where
Last
now
season,
listen
Man
to me.
City.
Let me
I'm
finish.
telling you
I have
this
to
right
talk.
now. I agree with everything he did last season, but why is he not doing it again?
Okay, but listen to me. Hear me out on this. Well, we only see 3 games, right? Hear me out, right? Hear me good, right? We only see 3 games so far. We win one. We played decent, right? The second one, we lost at the end, but we played decent for the most of the game. Cool. Now, I saying to you, now we lost Mount. You don't know, I don't know. He asked the guys to play a little bit more compact, and due to the course of the game, they kind of forget the rules. Now, at the end of the day, we didn't have that much deep of our bench. Look who came on for Casemiro after his huge mistakes. We brought on 20-year-old Toby
Answer.
Collier, who most people would say is not ready. He's not ready. Everybody been saying he's not ready, right? He came on and he did his best. So we was already at a situation where it could have go left after it already was starting to go left. It could have go more left. You think? But at the end of the day, the highlight of that whole problem and the defense and the pressure on the defense, the pressure on the midfield is the fact that the attack not scoring goals. And that's not generally based on Ten Hag fault, because if the team is consistently creating chances, which we have seen in the last 3 games, consistent chances coming in from the left and the right in all 3 games in similar fashion, right? Then the player receiving the chance to finish. And that takes pressure off our defense. It puts pressure on the opposing team's defense, because the reality is goals win games. Goals is what's put the opposing team in fear of conceding more. You understand? So if you
Are we
strike up and
overcommitting?
clear, I don't think we overcommit. And I think the problem is we're not clinical. And that problem is something that we go and struggle with, because we have young players up front besides Rashford. So really and truly, Hoyland, right, needs to step up this season, because he would be the second most experienced out of the bunch, starting last season and scoring with his scoring rate. He would be having to come in now and be that main guy. And maybe last season prepared him for this season, because this season he have Joshua Zirkzee to back him up. Joshua Zirkzee is starting because Hoyland was injured unexpectedly, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
He'll
know
be
that.
starting
I
every
know
game.
that.
I think it's pretty much like what Uncle was saying earlier, that Joshua might be playing against the low block teams. Hoyland will play against the high line.
More
So,
attacking
or
team.
come on
Yeah.
as a substitute in some games to give rest, and vice versa, right? The thing is with that is that we still have to wait for some of these players to present themselves available, play for the team in like 2 or 3 games before we make a final analysis on everything that. And this is my argument with those guys. Because just as much as we could say it wasn't working with the profiles we had before, with the profiles we have now who haven't played, it could be the perfect synergy for the formation, for the system and everything. It could start working. The problem is that we need these young fellas up front to start scoring the goals when they get the chances, bro. Because that is what's keeping us back. That is what's highlighting our deficiencies in defense.
Yeah, but
That's
if
what
we
putting
don't
all
score
the
the
pressure
chances, though,
on
this is the
to
thing.
scoring the chances.
But
We
if
need
we're
to
not
score
scoring
them.
chances, yeah, here's the thing. Listen, this is why I ask about overcommitting, right? Yeah, because if we're trying so hard to score goals, right, and we're putting so many people up and pushing so many people forward in order to try and score these goals. Don't get me wrong, I love that when we're on the front foot, and I love when we are the ones that's creating, and I love when we're in people's areas and trying to commit into the box. But at the same time, are we leave? Look, you know, when I said yesterday, what did I say? I said something about, where is it? I wrote it down. I said when Uncle was asking the question about who does the system benefit and all that, yeah, I said about who is. Are we talking about protection, or does it allow people to get involved more? Because I think our system allows a lot of people to get involved more in it, yeah. But does that give
Mm-hmm.
protection? Does that give protection to certain areas that need protecting? Do you know what I'm
Well,
saying, though?
I
A
feel like
very
that
articulated
protection.
formation when it's right.
That's a
When it's
good
right.
question. And I feel like the chat, maybe they might respond with that as well. But I would say on this part, this is where we expect players who have certain responsibilities to be flexible. You see, because when they play a dot system where all players are expected to be involved in different ways, shape, or form, at the same time, they have to be responsible as well. And maybe Ugarte, because he more defensive minded, will stay back more than carry himself forward in all occasions. You know what I mean?
Yes, maybe.
Thereby giving us a
Thank
feel
you.
safe, a linchpin. Now, I think, bring in Elite Dinner, bro, if you could. He backstage.
Oh, there you go. Now, that's good
Big
because
up,
I
bro.
need to jump out as well soon. So I'm gonna stay for
All
a
right,
couple more
cool.
minutes.
And well, this is the last 5 minutes, so I'm gonna let Elite close the show, and then you know what, and things. So if you're after go, bro, big up. Thanks for joining me, bro. Big up to you.
What's up,
You know what I
people?
mean?
How are you
Elite,
doing? How you doing, man?
Are
what's
you
good,
good?
bro?
You good? What's good?
Chilling,
Never
Yeah,
man.
spoken
man.
to you. How you doing? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Joe, I want to ask you a question, yeah, because obviously I spoke to Mark yesterday, so I know where he's coming from, right? So, Joe, here's my question to you, yeah. You
Mhm.
mentioned about the gaps in midfield, right? To me, the
Indeed.
massive gaps in midfield are down to one person, and that is our captain, right? Because what he does at the moment is he knows that he loses the ball because he's not strong on the ball, yeah. He can get pushed off the ball easy. So he's refusing to come and get the ball from the defence. What that leaves is Kobe and Mainu getting outnumbered by Liverpool opposition 2-1, right? So that's when you're getting the mistakes that they make, where they've got no one to pass to, they get knocked off the ball. It happened to Mainu, it happened to Casemiro. The factor is here is that Bruno is scared to lose the ball. He's not coming back to get the ball from the defence. Ten Hag is going to get sacked because he is too loyal to Bruno. He's only brought him off a substitution once in probably 2 years. That is not good enough. We're used to captains like Robson, Keane, and Cantona who will give their all, right? So this guy is not a captain. He will have one good game and then he will have 5 bad games and he will never get subbed off. And until we do something about it, it doesn't matter how many players you bring in. You can bring on Ineos, you can bring on Ashworth, Wilcox. Until Bruno starts doing what he's supposed to do as a captain, that's it. We're done.
So what was the question, though, bro?
The question
You admit
is, can you see that that's the problem? That is the major problem. He is the biggest
I
on-field
agree.
problem that we have.
I'm gonna say, I'll be honest with you, bro. I can see that Bruno has an issue, but I don't think he's the main problem why there's gaps in the midfield. I'll tell you why I think this, right? Now, yes, Bruno is more adventurous than he is defensive, that's for sure. But in the midfield, we are seeing a big, massive line. You could draw a big, massive. I don't even know what you want. You could put a truck through that midfield, fam. A truck could go through that midfield. How big the gap is, yeah. And it's not just down to one player not being there. If you put Bruno back there, it's not going to fill the gap. It's just going to have Bruno there, yeah. Here's the thing. Where's Mount? Okay? Forget Mount because he was injured. Where's Kobe? Where's Bruno? Where's the left back? Where's the fourth? Where's the right back? Yeah, all these players should be in between that gap, in between the centre backs and the central defensive midfielder. You should see at least 2 more lines, yeah, in front of them, yeah, or at least 1 more line, yeah. And that's what we did not have. That's what we was essentially missing. And I'm like I said to Mark, I don't mind pushing up, but I feel like we're over committing at times. I feel like when one side pushes up, the other side should stay back. Do you know what I mean? You can see that coached into other teams, and we're not coaching that into this team. That's one criticism, one very big criticism that I've seen this season that I'm having for Ten Hag, and it's the fact that he's overcommitting both sides at the same time rather than holding one back and pushing one forward. That's what I feel that's wrong. I don't blame it all on Bruno. No.
But he's
That's
the
fair,
one
bro.
constant thing, bro. He's the one constant thing who's still here after all these years, and we wonder why we're never going to win a title. I mean, Rashford isn't innocent of this either, right? But he's not the captain. So for me, I'm coming for the captain because he's supposed to be the leader, the motivator, the guy who drives you forward. And he's not doing that, man. It's not good enough to score a great goal and then do nothing for 5
who doesn't
games.
want to be motivated, fam. No, don't get me wrong, yeah. You're the Bruno. Okay, so you're Bruno, right? So watch this now. I'm Bruno. I'm the captain, right? You got the manager over there, right? The manager over there, my boss. I'm the captain. I managed you, man, on the pitch, right? But that man over there told me I have to work with you. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, blood? My boss told me I have to work with you. I don't want to work with you. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, yeah? But you know, in a workplace, you got to be civil, right? I've got to work with you. I'm going to try and make you a better player. Bro, you got to think about this. At the end of the day, yeah, listen, you wonder why people are looking at people sideways. People are talking about how Lucha was the man before, giving high fives, and now he just looks dejected. He doesn't look happy. Yeah, people are saying that he's not giving high fives no more. He ain't about that no more. Maybe he don't like the people that's around him. He don't want to high five Onana no more because he don't trust Onana. He gives Onana side eye, fam. Yeah, probably like, bro, I have to come back and save the ball for you again. You're talking about, listen, you got to think about these things in a workplace here, fam. Just because I work with somebody doesn't mean I like them. Yeah. And just because I work with somebody doesn't mean I trust them. Yeah. And I'm not saying that this is the case because I'm not in anybody's head and I'm not in the dressing room. But I'll tell you this right now, bro. Yeah. You can't blame the captain for individual performances and people not giving their all. You can't say it's the captain's fault that Rashford is walking around like a prick. Yeah. If he says, "What are you doing?" and you see him shouting at him like, "What are you doing?" Yeah. And he's still doing it. It's the manager's fault now that he's still walking around. Yeah. Because if I go to the manager, blood, he's not listening to me. Yeah. Now I'm looking at Ten Hag like, fam, then what you doing? If every time your captain, the one that you trust and gave the captain arm badge, yeah, is telling you that people on the pitch are not listening to him when he's giving them instructions to motivate them and shit, blood, then now it does fall down to Ten Hag again. No. I'm going down the chain of command, blood. I told him he didn't listen. I'm talking to you. You're not listening. Fuck it then. Fuck you, fuck him, fuck the team, fuck that guy. He ain't listening. Everybody can get it. That's what he's probably like. And he probably throws his toys out the pram like I probably would too. Yeah. But don't you think that you can't blame the captain for people like Rashford, fam? You can't do that.
In some instances, bro, like I would say it like this, bro. The captain has to have an influence on the team. Yes, I agree that's important. But from playing on a team, bro, sometimes you don't listen, you don't care about the captain, bro. You know what I mean? Because and especially when you know, bro, it has certain securities with your position in the team, bro. You don't care about what nobody say. You gonna do whoever. And if you're in a mood to help, you're in a mood to help. If you're not in a mood to help, you're not in a mood to help. And this might be
that's where the manager yank you.
And the biggest thing I just be saying to everybody is that we talk about all the relationships on the team, but we don't talk about the relationship with Onana and the effect he have on the defense. Defense. In the last 3 games, and I watched the games 3 times, bro. I telling you, I watched back this game yesterday, boy, Joe, boy. You know what I mean? And I watched this game, bro. And I watching the attitude of this defense whenever the ball coming at Onana. And these guys, they are so scared to let Onana face a shot. This is why they're grouping together in front of the goal. And it's because
that's why there's no more high fives.
Andre Onana.
No more high fives.
They don't trust the good. And a lot of people might say it's the tactics as whatever. Bro, these brothers, they don't trust Onana to save a shot, bro. And that is the be-all and end-all. That is from what my understanding. You know what I mean? I could blame Ten Hag for starting.
I don't.
Right? Because I would blame Ten Hag for starting Rashford sometimes when I think he should come off the bench. Because I think we are more productive when Rashford is coming off the bench. When Rashford come off the bench, he seems to be a little bit more hungry to do stuff to you, Joe. Yeah, big up, broski. You know what I mean? And in my honest opinion, guys, the reason why I'm saying this is because I just watching the team, you know, I watching them perform, I watching the defense, and you know, in some moments they're doing better. And when Onana doing well, they're confident. But the moment Onana letting a weak shot, bro, Like what happened with the Diaz goal, the Diaz second goal, when he just snubbed that ball around Onana. Now everyone can say that's perfect placement, but what Onana was standing was terrible. That ball could have gone and it was on that far post. And he should have been there. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I've watched football and so many different goalkeepers, and that far post shot is almost preordained. And he could not get there because he was badly positioned and he ill-timed his dive. Else he could have made a save and we'd have been 1-0. The whole game would have been different. And that is the difference between a working and functioning team, because one, we're not to bail him out of trouble right now. So his goals that he conceded, especially when there's a goal other players on the field might think he could have saved, is going to affect the moral of the team. And that
Yeah,
is
Mark,
the one thing
Mark,
we don't need to have, bro.
I'm not disputing what you're saying. I'm not disputing what you're saying. But what I am going to add to that is if you have a more solid midfield, you barely concede any chances anyway. So then the focus isn't on the goalkeeper as much. I don't want my goalkeeper facing 10 shots a game. I want the opposition to be shut out. I want to dominate possession, which is what Ajax is supposed to do. Ajax teams, and Ten Hag is from Ajax, they're supposed to dominate the ball, pass it, wear the team out. Just like Pep Guardiola, right? Because he came from Barcelona, and Barcelona is Dutch culture, total football. This is how we need to be playing. We need to have technical players who pass the ball well and don't let the other team have any kind of possession. So if we do that, then I'm not too worried about our goalkeeper, even though I'm agreeing with you in saying that he obviously isn't the best that we've ever had.
100%. 100% agree with you, bro. To be honest, 100%. I wouldn't disagree in any matter in sense, because at the same time, like, we need to improve. And I will always say it like this, for me, the starting lineup is not set in stone. We could have favorite players, or we could have players that we think might currently be the number one starters. And yes, Bruno might be the captain, but he could still get benched. And if a player comes in and owns that position, then he deserves it. I'm not going to put it on any player that they have to start. Now, the manager have to figure it out this season. And maybe Bruno is the problem. Maybe not. Maybe he is. If he is, the manager needs to get onto that. You know what I mean? I also think that there's other performances in the team that need to improve as well. Holistically, the attack needs to improve. They need to become more clinical. You need to start scoring goals. And that's the biggest problem, because if we don't start scoring goals, then, bro, we're never going to be big trouble. We're never going to be putting the opposing team under actual pressure. Because unless we score a goal, the defense are not going to be fearing the possibility of another goal being scored on them. And that takes a lot away from us as a team holistically, and our performance. It also places a lot of emphasis on the mistakes that we have been making. What are your thoughts on that, bro?
So listen, right, versus Fulham, Casemiro handed 2 goals on a plate for Bruno and he messed them both up. Okay, so that's 2 goals that we could have scored versus Fulham. Against Liverpool, Rashford gave Xerxes 2 great crosses, which he should have at least scored 1 goal from. So we are making chances where people can score. However, they're not doing it. So what we need to do is we need to dominate, like I just said, dominate possession. Then you double the amount of chances you got. And if you double the amount of chances you got, you're going to score. You're going to score. Because, yeah, we could have scored goals in these games. But if we need to dominate possession, it goes back to that. And we don't dominate possession. We allow teams to outnumber us when we're trying to play out the back, and it means that we're always on the back foot, bro. It's simple as that.
100%, bro. And you know what? To be fair, bro, I'm going to say it like this. I still have the belief that will change as we go forward in the next couple match weeks. I think by match week 7, we would have a much better record. In my honest opinion, I believe that we could actually turn this record. 6 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. You know what I mean? I feel that could be a record we could definitely have as an impact. And if you want to remove the Europa League games and remove the Barnsley game, I will still have that same opinion. You know what I mean? I think if we add the Europa League games and the Carabao Cup games in between, our record will be even better, because I think we should be winning all of those games. Even the game against Porto. And the reason why I would say that is because, listen, I think the more players play, cohesion will be in terms of the style and how they function together. I think that's the biggest problem with us right now. A lot of the players that come in like Xerxes and like Dillet, like Mazraoui, players still trying to understand the way they're playing. Players still getting used to the fact that Dallo is playing off of the left. It might be a thing he did a lot last season, but Lisandro Martinez was not there really. You know what I mean? It's like what 2 or 3. I think it was like it's 4 next to Dallo right now off the left. So it's something that they getting used to as well. And I think we will see the improvement going forward in the next few games. And that's just my opinion, bro.
So I'm gonna sign off with this last comment, right? We've got the perfect game now in Barnsley at home to score a good amount of goals. So if I'm Ten Hag, I'm saying to them, after what has happened, we need to make a statement here. We need to score 3-4 goals. That will then take us into more important games with some confidence. Because right now we've got no confidence after losing 3-0. Not even scoring at home is bad. That's bad. So this next game against Barnsley, I want 3-4-0, and I want to attack like we used to, right? And then we can see what's happening. You've never heard me say Ten Hag out. You've never seen me type that. You've never heard me say that, because I'm just going to let things happen as they happen, right? What is the point of me ranting and raving, going Ten Hag out? It's not going to fix anything, right? All it does is bring everyone down into a state of depression. So I will let things happen as they're going to happen. But what I would do is I would attack, get as many goals against Barnsley, and then take it from there. And that's it, bro. But yeah, as I'm about to go, everyone smash likes, subscribe to Mark. He's a great guy. He's got a good channel. He deserves a lot more subscribers. So just do the right thing and keep supporting him and following him, bro. I'm out, Mark. Love to you,
bro.
my brother.
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming in, bro. And when you have your next stream, bro, I will be there, bro. Don't forget to drop me the link. Big up to you, my brother, Elite Baller. Thanks so much for everything, and thanks for coming on, bro.
You know that.
Peace, bro.
You know that, bro.
Have a great one.
You too, G.
Big up, broski. Guys, you know what can I say? I had a brilliant panel come on here today on exclusive Joe Blackman. I had the likes of Elite Baller. You guys all know Elite. He's one of the mods in the chat. A big help to me. You know, he was there pushing and driving as we were all trying to get this community past 1,000 subscribers and on the road to 10K. And I think we're going to get there. And, you know, this community is amazing. The likes of Jen Watkins, Randy, Darkthrow, you know, Manu Tata, Jack Reacher, you know what I mean? You know, I could even talk about the likes of Stephanie Griffith, Brian Foskett as well. Legends are coming in the building here today. Big up to all of you. Big up to each and every one of you. Manu Tata, Luman as well. You know, don't forget the likes of GB, Harry. Big up to you, my bro, for coming in. You know what I mean? Big up to Lil Yo-Yo in the building. Big up to Brush. Big up to everyone that came in this afternoon. Man Advance, Stretford Gamer. You know what I mean? Big up to you. Big up to Joe Blackman as well for coming in. Rasta Stocks as well, my brother out there in the Kenny Fan TV down under as well. Guys, you know, it's one of those, it's always going to be an interesting conversation with us. We are fans and we're a global fan base. Everyone has a different view, a different stylistic approach, you know, a different favorite player, a different starting 11 in their head. You know, some people are manager in, some people are manager out, some people are in manager doubt. You know, whichever way you are, we are all Manchester United fans, guys. Big up to each and every one of you for always showing the support, coming in. Without you guys are the whole show. I'm just the one here, you know, speaking for you and, you know, and for myself as well sometimes, you know what I mean? Only brothers and sisters in the Man United society, guys. And we're all around the world, you know what I mean? From Trinidad to Saudi Arabia, from Saudi Arabia to Australia, from South Africa to Australia, you know, all the way across to the furthest tip in Alaska, guys, we have Man United fans, you know what I mean? All across Europe, you know, even in Afghanistan, you know, there's United fans all the way in India, in Asia as well, guys. So, you know what I mean? It's a global fan base, and we're all going to have different views, different opinions. But at the end of the day, we all want one thing: United to remain the best and be back to the top where we deserve to be, to honor this late, great, amazing heritage that this club has developed over the years. And guys, you know, as much as we all might be fighting about TH out and this player and that player, we all want the team to win. And we have to keep our love up, keep our support for the team, you know, stay united. Don't worry about the fights amongst each other, whose opinion is right or not. Everyone has an opinion, and we all should be open to it, because at the end of the day, we can agree or we can disagree, and that is also fair. You know what I mean? So cheers to everyone. Thank you guys so much for always joining me. Thanks for the support. Don't forget to share it around, smash a like and subscribe. You know, content, share it on Get Your Kicks. Definitely go support the Elite Ballers channel as well. It's in the comments. I can't bring it up now, but it's, you know, at Elite Baller. Definitely go check him out. He just dropped the link in the comments. You guys smash a like and subscribe to his channel. He's a really nice guy. You know, he comes in and he helps me a lot. And you know, I only got to be on his show yesterday, but my battery died. Hopefully I'll be on it more today, more coming up in the future as well. Big up to everyone. And guys, don't stress games. We won one. We did lose two, but there's more to go. And it has never been a time that the Premier League has been decided in September, October, or November. Big up to all of you guys coming in. We'll catch you guys later. It's been your boy, Mark, and MUFC fan. And don't forget, smash the likes, subscribe, turn on notifications. Let's go Reds. Big up to all of you guys. I'll catch you later. It's been your boy, Mark, and MUFC fan.